Hello everyone, my name is Devin, also known as DH Artist, and welcome to my Disney Infinity Marvel toy box, Thor, Asgard Raceway. In honor of Thor Love and Thunder coming out this weekend, I thought it would be fun to make a Thor-themed toy box. Today's video not only features a playthrough, but it also has a complete build tutorial afterwards. Now before we get started, don't forget to check out my other Disney Infinity videos, as well as my Deep Dive series where I cover a variety of comic books cover to cover. If you enjoy these types of videos and want to see more content like it, please consider liking and subscribing to my channel. Now that we've got that out of the way, let's jump into the toy box. Then if you'd like to build it yourself, I'll walk you through the process. Alright, so here we are in Asgard, so the player will start here on the player pad. And we'll come down here into the courtyard. And it looks like there's a soldier up there jumping, so let's run up there and see what he's got to say. Oh, wants us to start a challenge. Looks like we're going to fly through the golden rings here. And that's it. It's a little time challenge that you can race with Thor or any other flying character. So that completes the level. Let's go ahead and jump into the build process. So starting off inside an empty toy box, we're going to go over here to the left-hand side, and this is where all the build is going to be starting. So as you can see, I've kind of placed some pieces out there to get started. So it's just off to the left of the player side, and I've placed a boombox here just so I can turn the audio off. And we'll go ahead and change the Sky Dome to Skies over Asgard. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is go ahead and remove this large terrain block, and we'll go ahead and put a large flat terrain block in. I just like that it's a little more shallow compared to the other. And like I said, we're going to go ahead and start here off to the left-hand side, and we're going to go ahead and grab one of these small, let's see. We'll go ahead and grab the small and thin terrain block. And we'll place one here at the corner. Line it up there with the edge, just so Asgard's off there in the distance. And we're going to place 4 down, go over, and then place 4 more. Next, you're going to kind of line it up in the center of those 2 tiles there, and you're going to come all the way back to the edge. And just off the edge, you're going to place 2 more down. Probably would have helped to have this already selected, but we're going to come all the way down here inside the terrain. Pond number 1. So grab pond number 1, kind of rotate it back around that direction, and you're going to bring it down and line it up with the terrain. You're going to line it up with that terrain there. We're going to go across and place another one right there on the edge. Then you can come up and grab the waterfall, and we're going to place 2 of them down. We'll place one next to the pond there, and one next to the pond there. Going back over, we can grab the river bend, and we're going to place 2 of them down. We're going to place one behind the waterfall, and another behind the other waterfall. And then just grab the river piece and join them together. So next, I'm just going to come to make this quicker. I'm going to pick this one up and place it down, and we're going to go ahead and grab the small floating cliff. And we're going to line that up in the corner there and just place 3 of them down. And then go across to the opposite side, and we're going to place 3 more. Now we'll go ahead and grab the blocks that we'll need. So we're going to go into the Basic Blocks tab, and we're going to go all the way over until we find the quarter dome. And we're going to line it up at the edge here, right there. And we'll go ahead and place 3 of them down. And go across to, let's see, yeah, the other side, and we'll go ahead and place 3 more down. And then let's go over to the stairs, and we're going to grab the stair block, and we're going to put 4 of them down. And let's go ahead and move the base pad for the player to start. We'll go ahead and move that up top, and you can just line it up and then rotate it so that it's facing towards Asgard when they come in, but just line it up there on the line. Then go ahead and grab one of the stairs, and we'll just take it apart, and we'll grab it and line it up across, and just go across from those stairs till you come to the terrain, and we're going to place 4 more down. And then using it as a guide, just place 1 there, and then place 4 more staircases up and across from those. And you can go ahead and remove that staircase. We just used it as a spacing guide. Now let's come back over to that quarter half dome, and we'll go ahead and place it across the way next to those stairs there. 1 on each side. And then we can go up top and place also 1 on each side of the stairs on top. And next you can go over to get to the half dome, and you're actually going to place it, just line it up with those 2 terrain pieces there. Place 1, and then you're going to leave you're going to place another one down as a dome, just as a spacer, and you're going to leave another dome halfway there, but place 1 against the edge there. And same across the other way. You'll place 1 and line it up, and then just leave a little bit off to the side, but you're going to place the other dome piece there. So again, there's just that space between the 2. Next, we'll go ahead and grab the vaulted platform piece, and we'll go ahead and line that up with the stairs. And we'll go ahead and place 3 of them down, so 1 on each side of the first one we placed. Then let's go all the way over till we come to the long block, and on the other side of that vaulted platform, we'll go ahead and place 1 in the middle and then 3 on each side. So there's 4, and then come back to this side and place 3 more down, so 1, 2, and 3. And then you're going to make another row behind them, but you're going to kind of evenly space them out. So you're going to leave a space there in the middle, and you're going to go ahead and put 4 of them down. So 1, 2, let's see, 3, and 4. And so they're not lined up perfectly, but they're just off center. And then 1, 2, 3, and 4. So they look like that. Now let's go ahead and place in some of the plants. So we'll go ahead and use Fantasy Terrain Corner 2. And we're going to line that up there with the edge of the stairway and place it there. And then go across and place another one there. And then we're looking for the railing. So if you come to Building Sets Group 7, go over to the left, you should find the Asgardian railing inner corner. Go ahead and grab that, and you're going to line that up with the corner. Then go ahead and grab the long Asgardian railing, and there it is. We'll place that there, and place it right up to that plant piece that we placed down. Then go across the way and just do the same thing there. Place the inner corner. And now we'll grab another set of the long railing, and we're just going to go along the edge of it here and frame in. We'll go ahead and frame in this top section here with the railing. Another Asgardian railing corner piece. And then drop in the very short Asgardian railing. I think 2 of those there. And if you want, you can place another 2 to start, because you're going to need them there anyway. And then go ahead and grab the long Asgardian railing, and you're going to go all the way across. And again, when you get to the edge of the corner, you'll go ahead and place the inner corner down again. Just get that long Asgardian railing again. You're going to place those down. And then to connect it, you'll need the very short Asgardian railing. There we go. So that's framed in. Now we'll go ahead and put the road pieces down. You're going to go ahead and use the very long racetrack. And you're going to go ahead and put 1 in the middle and 2 on each side. So 1 and 2, and then go across the other way and go 1 and 2. Perfect. Now I'll go ahead and pick this plant piece up just so I can get to him quicker. But we're going to go ahead and, let's see here, we're going to go over to the Fantasy Terrain 2. We're going to go ahead over to the other side and line that up there with the corner and place 1, rotate it around, and place 2. And then go across and place 2 more across the way. So they look identical there. And then let's go to the Fantasy Terrain Strip 2, rotate that around and place that up against this back section here, and sort of frame in this top section that we've got. This will be the arches that are on either side when the player comes in. And then going up on top, we'll go ahead and use the Fantasy Terrain Corner 1 and place it there next to that riverbend corner that we placed. So we'll place 1 there, rotate it around, and place 1 across the way. And then go ahead and grab the Fantasy Terrain Strip number 2, and you're just going to go ahead and frame those in. And then I'll run alongside the riverbed. And then you can go ahead and bring that down and place it just right off the edge of the waterfall, so it lines up perfectly there. Then come back over there and place it across the way next to the other one. Next, go ahead and grab the Fantasy Terrain Corner 1, and you're going to just kind of place it right in the middle of those 3 terrain corner pieces that we placed. And then you're going to rotate it and then place it across the way in the middle of that other corner pieces that we placed. Now we'll go ahead and grab Fantasy Terrain number 2. And we're going to sort of line this up so that it's at the middle section of that pond there. So just so it's in the middle. And you're going to bring it out right to the edge. And place it right there so it's in line with the staircase. You'll place 1 there, rotate it around, and place another so it butts up right next to it. And then you're going to go back across to the other side and do the same thing. Just again, you want to line it up so that it's in the center of that pond and just in line with the staircase. And you'll go ahead and place 1 there, rotate it, and place another there. Next, we're going to get the big tree, the Fantasy Terrain 3. You're going to come off just to the edge, and instead of going right up to the side, you'll go right over the corner, and you're going to place 4 of them down. And you're only going to use 2 of them. The ones that are on each side are spacers, so we can go ahead and remove this tree, and go ahead and remove that tree. And so you want to look just like that. And then you're going to place them in the same spot just on the other side. So you want to make sure you go ahead and rotate it so the little sapling is just off to the back corner. And then leave a little off to the edge, and then place 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then go ahead and remove those spacing trees there, 1 and 2. There you go. Now we'll do a similar process with fantasy terrain number 4. We're going to place a lot of these down, but only use a few of them. So with the flowers at that corner there, you're going to go ahead and line it up right against the edge. So it's in between, rotate it around, and then place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and 9. And then actually we're going to go ahead and remove the one that we placed right there. Go ahead and remove that one. You're going to take this one, you're going to move it up a full square length apart so it's diagonal. Go ahead and remove those that tree there. Keep this one will stay. Go ahead and remove this one, and then you're going to move that tree just in line with the first one that we moved. And then remove that plant there. So you've got those 4. And we're going to do the same process across to the other side. So you're going to go ahead and line it up in line so it's in between those 2 half-quarter pieces that we placed. Rotate it so the purple flowers are in front. And you're placing 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then again, just like last time, you'll go ahead and remove the first 2 plants. And you'll go ahead and slide this other tree back 1 full square. You'll remove the one that's diagonally next to it. We'll keep this plant, remove that one, move this one in line with the other, and then remove that tree there. Perfect. And then we'll repeat the process one more time for the fantasy terrain number 5. Come over here to this back corner here, almost to the edge. You're going to leave a half a space there. You're going to line it up so that it's just in line with that half dome and place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then you'll actually go ahead and remove. Let me see, yeah. So you're going to want to remove that one and that one. So remove those 2, keep that one, remove these 2, keep that one, and then remove the one next to that quarter dome. So we'll go ahead and repeat the process. Let's go ahead and rotate the flowers around. And you can stay in line with that if you'd like. Just keep it right over to the edge. And you're going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then go ahead and remove these 2 here. And then remove these 2 here. And you'll keep that one, and then remove this one there. So there you go. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and pick up the fantasy terrain number 2. And we're going to go ahead and cross over here to those Asgardian railings, and we're just going to fit it in as close as we can. So you'll place one there. And again, you're going to go across the way and get it as close as you can and place it there. And go ahead and pick up the Asgardian long railing, so you can go and pick that one up. Rotate it around, and you're actually going to place it along the edge here. Place one there. Another one. And then when you come up to the edge or to the rock there, you'll go ahead and grab the very short Asgardian railing. Place one there, and then you can grab the Asgardian railing end and place it there. And go ahead and pick that one up, so go ahead and use the long Asgardian railing, and we'll go across to the other side and do that process again. And then don't forget the very short Asgardian railing, and then the Asgardian railing end piece to cap it off. And just to speed the process up, we'll go ahead and grab the fantasy terrain strip number 2, and we'll come over here to the road piece, and just alongside the road, we're going to place one there. Make sure you rotate it around so the flat side is touching. And you're going to place 3 of them down. Not quite to the edge, but just off of the edge right there. And then behind it, we'll go ahead and use the Fantasy Terrain 2, and you're going to make sure that half of it is just in the middle there. So you're using the strip number 2 as its guide. So you're placing them in between the two pieces there. So see how it's kind of lined up. Place one there, rotate it, and butt it right up against there. Perfect. And we can actually place another 2 behind. So similar how we did the 2 terrain pieces in the front side, we'll go ahead and plant the trees just there in the blue space. And then go across and place the other one right there. So then we're going to come up here to the set pieces. We're going to go all the way over here to the left until we come up to, there it is, the first archway. And you're going to find the blue spot to place it. There's only one space there, so go ahead and drop it in right there. And then move over to the right side, and you can grab the right arch and place it right there. So moving on to the road, we can go over here and grab the very long racetrack piece just to kind of speed it up. Go all the way over here until you find the racetrack curve. You're going to connect one here. Then we'll come back, grab the piece of roadway there, the straightaway, pick that up, and rotate that around, and we're going to place down 2 of these. Pick up the curve again, and just go back to that side. Grab that straightaway, and again, you're just picking up and placing it down. We're making a great big oval. We're putting down 5 straightaways here. And then put a curve there. Head back to the other side now, and you can place that curve there. And then just place 2 more straightaways to connect up the full racetrack. And there we go. So now we're ready to go ahead and build the floating islands. So to make this a little quicker, I went ahead and placed the pieces down that we're going to need for these floating islands. I went ahead and placed down one of the vaulted platforms. We're going to need the half dome, the quarter dome, the long block, the massive rounded cliff, the long tiny terrain block, the tall terrain block, the long tiny and tall terrain block, the tiny terrain block, the waterfall end, and then the 2 plants we're going to need are the Fantasy Terrain 2 and the Fantasy Terrain Strip number 2. And if you'd like to, I just went ahead and placed 2 sets of them right in the middle because we'll be working off either side. So we'll go ahead and start with the vaulted platform. And you're going to come over here to the first full road, come over to the first full racetrack, and right under it, right in the middle, you're going to place one of the platforms down. Then you'll go ahead and grab one of the tiny terrain blocks. And you're going to get it right in the middle, just underneath that vaulted platform, and you're going to place 3 of them down, one on either side. Then we'll go ahead and grab one of the long, tiny, and tall terrain block, and we're going to go ahead and place 1 on either end of those blocks that we placed. So 1 here, and 1 there. Now we'll go ahead and grab the massive rounded cliff. And you're going to place 1 on either side, so there. Rotate it and place 1 there. Then we'll go ahead and grab the waterfall end, and you're going to place it just in between there at the edge. So one there, rotate it, and place the other there. Now we're ready for the blocks. We can actually go over here to the long block. And we're going to place 2 of them on this side, head across to the other, and you're going to place 2 more there. Then you can go ahead and grab the fantasy train number 2, bring that over on top of the blocks, and just in the middle, right up to the side of the road, you're going to go ahead and line it up and place 2 of them down. Perfect. Now we can come over here and pick up the half dome. And you're going to place 3 on either side, so 1 in the middle, 1 on this side, then you can head across to the other, place 1 there, the other there, place that one there, and that one there. So there you go, that's the first island. And there you go, that's 1 island complete. Now just go ahead and repeat the process on the other side. And that completes the build for the first 2 islands. So now we'll go ahead and start on the second set. Go ahead and grab the vaulted platform, and we're going to come over here, and just in between the 2 road pieces that are on the other side, you're going to go ahead and line it up just so it's on the edge, and place 1 platform there and the other platform there. Then come over here, and very similar to the first islands we built, you're going to grab the tiny terrain block. You're going to come over here to the middle and line it up, and you're going to place 3 down, so 1, 2, and 3. And you'll come back over, and you'll grab that long, tiny, and tall terrain block, line it up, and you're going to go ahead and place them on either end. And you'll come over and you go ahead and grab that massive rounded cliff, and you're going to place 1 on each side. 1 there. And 1 there. Then you can come over and grab the waterfall end, And just again, like last time, you're going to place it right at the edge and cap them off. So one there, rotate it, and one back there. And we'll come up here and go ahead and grab the long block. And this time we're going to place two of them down. So you're going to place one there along the side and then one there along the other side. And just go across the way and repeat that process. And this time we're going to go ahead and use the Fantasy Terrain Strip number 2 and just make sure it lines up across the road there. And another one there. Perfect. Now we'll go ahead and grab the half dome. And we're going to place one just in between both the blocks there. And one on the other side just between those blocks. And we can actually slide over to the quarter dome and we're going to place them on each corner. And there should be a quarter dome on that corner for some reason. I did not do that when I recorded it. So that's another island done. Let's go across the way and repeat the process. Alright, there we go. So that's our fourth island complete and done. We're ready to move on to the next one. So for these last ones, we'll go ahead and pick up the vaulted platform. Head back here to that long straightaway. And this time you're going to line it up so that the arch is just in between the two pieces, and you're going to place one there. And you're going to go off to the right-hand side and place another platform piece there. Now we're going to go ahead and use one of the long tiny terrain blocks. Line that up just in the middle, right underneath those platforms. Make sure it's lined up. There we go. Then we're going to come over here and grab one of those tiny terrain blocks. And you're going to place one on either end. And now we're going to go ahead and use the tall terrain block. And we're going to place 6 of these down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 on one side, and head back to the other and place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now we'll head over here and grab the rounded cliff and head back over, and again you're just going to place them on either side. Just like that, and then we can come grab the waterfall end. And you're going to line these up with the rocks. So place one there, go across there, place another, rotate it around, and just head back down to the other side and place one there, and place one there. Perfect. Now we'll go ahead and pick up the long block. Very similar to the second set of islands that we made, we're going to go ahead and place them along the edge. Just place two of them there, go across to the other side and place two more down. And now I think we grab Fantasy Train Strip 2, we come back over, place it just along the edge of the roadway there, rotate that one around, place that one there. Then we can go ahead and grab the Fantasy Terrain number 2. And we can place that one down here. And it goes right... Oh, ugh, this happens sometimes. For some reason you can't place that train piece down. We'll have to start first with the Fantasy Terrain 2. Go ahead and place two of them on this side. Rotate it, head across to the other. Place that train piece there, and there. Now you can go ahead and get that strip number 2. There you go. And now you can place that there. I don't know why. It doesn't like it if you go in the other order, so fortunately you'll have to go this way. So there we go. Now we're ready for the domes. Go ahead and grab that half dome. And you probably guessed it already, it's going to go right in the middle there. Rotate it around, head across to the other side, place it there. And now we'll go ahead and grab that quarter dome, and we'll go ahead and place them on either corner. There you go. The fifth island is complete. Now you'll just want to go ahead and repeat the process, and I'll link back up when we're done. Alright, so that's the 6th and final island. Let's head on to the next step. So this is my favorite part, when I get to watch everything transform and change. So first what we want to go ahead and do is change the terrain. Go ahead into the theme chooser, and we'll go ahead and change the style to the Golden Realm of Asgard. Make sure that you choose Theme All, so everything starts to change there. So cool. I love that stuff. Now let's go ahead and change the block style. So we'll go ahead and change the block style. And you got to come down a little bit to get to Asgardian. And make sure again to choose Theme All. There we go. Very cool. Now go ahead and choose any of the plants. Change that style there. I think it's over there on the left. You'll want to make sure you change it to the Asgard pillar. And make sure to choose to Theme All. And there we go. So that is how they should look. Now we'll go ahead and change the road. This one's always fun. So you're going to go to the style. And it's over here, and it's the Golden Realm of Asgard, so you go ahead and change that. Make sure you change all. And voila! All starts to change. There we go. All holographic. Alright, so what we're going to go ahead and do now is place the motion path down for the race. And what you'll want to do, what I've found is a neat trick, is to use blocks to kind of set the height for each of the different motion path placement. So just come over here to the square block. Come right down here till it lines up right in the middle. So what you'll want to do is place the first one just kind of in the middle of this terrain piece that we've got. So like right here, how it's right in the middle, just come now onto the road. And you're going to line it up right on that blue line that kind of runs down the center. And you're going to place one of the blocks there. And you're going to go start making your way down the road, and right in between these two pillars you're going to place 2 blocks down. So you're going to stack them up. One there, and one there. Now you can switch to the tall block, because we're going to go up higher. And you're going to go right in the middle there between those pillars, or the arches I guess. And you're going to place 1 tall block there. Now we're going to continue on down the road, and you're going to place another just how we did there. Right in the middle, right along the center line there, line it up. So right there, that looks good. We'll move on. You're going to place it in the same spot, just down the road a ways. Place that one there. And you're going to place another one right in line with those pillars there. Now we'll switch back to those square blocks, so you'll want to go ahead and get rid of the tall block, go ahead and make it a square block. And again, you're going to stack them on top of each other, so 1 and 2. And now keeping in that single block distance, so that single block height, you're going to go ahead and line it up, just so it's in the middle there. And then just we want to pull it just across the way there, so right in line with that blue line, and place it right there. So now let's go ahead and place down the motion path. So you're going to want to go over to the Creativitoys, and it's over here, there it is. So go to the Path Creator. And you're actually going to start it right in the middle of that first cube that you placed down. So you're going to place it right there at the top. And just drag the line down this way. And you're going to place it on top of there. And you'll go ahead and place a point on each of the tops of the blocks. Alright, so that'll be the end of the path there. So go ahead and come back out, and let's go over to the path point where it starts, and we'll go to the properties. And let's see, we'll want to go ahead and change it to looped. And let's go ahead and add a visual effect on the checkpoint path. So you'll go ahead and change this one to, I think it's down Sparkle Trail. I like that one. And then the path point, let's see, the default path point, so I want to go ahead and use that, change that to the gold challenge ring, so that's what the display should be. And I'm going to set the race lap count to 1, and then just make sure that the display is, again, just that gold challenge ring. So there we go. We'll come out of here. So now you can go ahead and remove those blocks. We don't need those anymore. Alright, so now we are ready for the logic portion of our build. So we're going to go ahead and place down the locators first. So you're going to line this up with the road. And I'll use that first stairway as just sort of as a guide. And we're going to place it just on the edge of the blue. Place one down, and let's make sure we've got it pointing in the right direction. So that blue dot, there it is, perfect. So place one there, go ahead and pick it up, and place another next to it, so right there. And then we need an endpoint for when the player is done with the race, so we'll place it just outside on the stairway going down. Perfect. Checking that blue dot, looks good. Now we'll go ahead. Now I'm going to go ahead and use a trigger area for my build, so we'll go ahead and place one there in the stairway. And just change the area there just to the top of the stairway, so placing it right about there should be good, and that looks like a good height. Doesn't need to be too high because the player is going to have to run right into that section there. Then we'll come over here to the challenge maker, and we'll place it here, but we're going to move it eventually when we're finished, and then go ahead and grab the timer because it'll be a time challenge. And just place that off to the side. Alright, so the first thing we're going to want to go ahead and do is let's go ahead and change the logic in here. Let's go to the properties of the challenge maker. And we're going to go ahead and change the results score label to go ahead and be time. Then we'll head down here and change the challenge type. Since this is just Thor and any flying characters, let's do them starting on foot. Obviously your challenge can be however you'd like it, but mine's going to be starting on foot. Then we'll head out here to the locator and we'll connect up the first player. So we'll go ahead and choose that, choose locator, and you'll choose player 1. Come back and we'll go ahead and choose another new locator connection. And we'll head back over and choose player number 2. Place that one there, so maybe they're playing with Nova or Iron Man. And then we'll head back over to the challenge maker and choose a new locator, and we'll go ahead and do that on the end point. So we'll go ahead and, if I can find it, there it is, choose the end location. Head back over to the challenge maker, and we'll go ahead and choose the properties, and now we can change the end location there to be the locator. And then use the end location on abort. That way if the player cancels out of it, they drop there. Now let's head over to the timer and change the properties. For this one I'm just going to change it from 300 to 999. It's a very short race, so I think that's a good time for mine. And then just choose the countdown from target time to be off because it's going to be counting up. Now we'll head back over to the challenge maker, and when the game is started, we'll Go ahead and head over to the timer, and we'll go ahead and start the timer. Head back to the challenge marker, and go back to logic, and when the game has been completed, we'll go back here to the timer, and go ahead and choose pause. Head back to the challenge marker, go to the logic, and when the game has failed, just in case it does fail, we'll go ahead and choose the pause as well on the timer. One more time, head back to the challenge marker, go to the new logic, and when the game is ended, go back over here to the timer, go ahead and choose reset. So back here at the challenge marker, we'll go ahead and choose the new time results and go back to that timer and go ahead and choose link time for results so that it displays the results for the player that completes it. Now head back to the challenge marker and choose a new logic and go to invites accepted, and we're going to go ahead and set this up to the path now. If I can get to it, there it is. And you're going to choose to be start checkpoint tracking. And so of course you'll have to do the same thing if when it's over. You'll choose the challenge marker, head back over to the new logic, and when the game is ended, head back over to that path. See if I can get to it. There it is. And you're going to go ahead and go underneath that to stop checkpoint tracking. Perfect. Now we'll go ahead and choose the path again. Go ahead and choose a new logic connection. Go ahead and choose the checkpoint path race complete, so when it's complete for player 1, you'll head back over there to the checkpoint marker, and you're going to go ahead and choose log player 1's completion. Then you're going to head back over to the path and do the same process for player 2. So you'll go to new logic connection, checkpoint path race complete, choose player number 2, head back over to the checkpoint maker, and then choose log player 2 completion. Perfect. And then again for my build, I'm going to go ahead and use the trigger area, so I'm going to choose a new logic connection that when entered by any player, that it will come back over here to the challenge maker and go ahead and choose start game. So that way we don't have to leave that out. We can go ahead and remove that underneath the terrain that we placed, so it's out of view but still being used, and go ahead and move that timer just so it's out of the way as well. And now one more final little piece you can make just for fun. Go ahead and head over here to the townspeople. Let's see. So yeah, if you go to the Disney Infinity townspeople and head all the way over, I like to use the Asgardian. You can also use maybe a mini Thor or mini Loki or Captain Marvel, something like that. Maybe Agent Colston. I don't know. Any townsperson would work. But I'll use this Asgardian, and we'll go ahead and change his properties and his behavior. And we'll go ahead and choose the jumping up one. Perfect. And now you can go ahead and move him just to the top of the stairway. So you don't have to come up with any fancy logic to have any text or anything like that. This just chooses as a point for the character to see him jumping and say, oh, I should go check him out, see what he's got to say. And then it will automatically start and ask him to start the race when he gets over there. And so that's it. That's the build. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Don't forget to check out my other Disney Infinity videos, and please consider liking and subscribing to my channel. Take care everyone, and thanks again for watching.